Media is weird, a final TikToking down, and complex negotiations. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by a punishing amount of TikTok scrolling, and brought to you by No Disc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry, and partnered with Digital Music News. It's September 17th, 2025. I'm Lars Murray. It's Viral Wednesday, and let's jump right into the viral verse. Well, times are changing. Old reliables are falling by the wayside, and it looks like an unlimited supply staple may actually be about to disappear. Yes, we've been talking about the various forced sale or ban deadlines TikToking down since the dawn of unlimited supply, since before we even exposed this little daily exercise to the public ear. I checked the records, and my first mention of the TikTok forced sale or ban was on March 18th, 2024. Well, everything runs its course, and we may have to retire the TikToking down catchphrase. Looks like the TikTok forced sale is actually going to happen after the ban was yet again postponed by the president. Details of the deal leaked yesterday. How's this going to work? Well, it's a complex negotiation. There are a lot of American snouts in the trough. Andreessen Horowitz, Silver Lake, and Oracle are the chief ones among them. According to Ashley King over at Digital Music News, those entities will license the algo, or some version of it, from China-based ByteDance, which will retain a legally sanctioned 20% stake in the enterprise. You've undoubtedly heard olds refer to TikTok as the new MTV. The really interesting part here is that Oracle, of course, is owned by Larry Ellison, whose son David Ellison just bought Paramount, which in turn owns actual MTV. So now the Ellisons will control both the old and the new MTV. But the old guy is buying the new MTV, and the young guy owns the actual old MTV. Media is weird. All snark aside, regardless of where you sit on the spectrum of TikTok is great or TikTok is going to destroy us, this is a big win for the administration, as it gets to claim credit for saving TikTok for its enormous user base. And it's genuinely good news for hardworking worker bees of the social media industry who will not have their hive and combs and wax yanked from them, although the hive will have a new queen. Nothing's final yet, but it looks like it's safe for the TikTok waverers like me to commit to the bit. But, music people, does TikTok really matter? Well, maybe not as much as we thought. All of you digital marketing worker bees may also want to take into account the latest report from Media Research's Tatiana Cirisano, whose key finding is that TikTok doesn't really matter when it comes to creating music fans. It does certainly matter when it comes to exposing music, but according to Tatiana's research and the latest media report, those fans aren't necessarily very sticky, which doesn't mean you shouldn't be using TikTok to get exposure. What it does mean is that the A&R obsession with TikTok, dating back some half-decade now, may have been an enormous and costly detour that, while certainly lucrative in the short term, may have caused labels to focus less on what they should have been focusing on, the fundamentals of finding artists who will be profitable over multiple cycles. You know, the old label model. It's impossible to compute the opportunity cost for the major music companies for having shifted their emphasis toward TikTok and virals, and the point actually is kind of moot. It's not as if the majors are exactly fading away, but it is hard to deny that they have ceded ground to artists, managers, tech startups, and alternative distributors by focusing their resources on TikTok, which is really not given a whole lot back to the industry when you think about it. The industry relationship with TikTok is beginning to look like the music industry relationship with Meta. TikTok revenue was up 25% this year, and it's going to be impossible for it not to become even more cluttered with ads. That is, after all, the point of TikTok. And TikTok, undoubtedly, like Meta, will charge the industry back for its algorithm exposure, same as it ever was. Kristin Robinson reported on Tatiana's report. Remember Tatiana? Over in Billboard. Virality may not mint sticky fan relationships, but it still can be good for goosing streaming activity around catalog tracks and new ones too. So that said, let's see what's viral this week. As if Billie Eilish's original breakthrough track Ocean Eyes needed any more exposure, it's riding a recent trend that has vaulted it to the top of Talk Chart's viral chart this week. The trend is people staring at the camera through their fingers. That's it. Simple. Anyone can do it. No difficult dance moves or risky confessions. Just 2 fingers, your eyes, and a camera. Ocean Eyes has 1.3 million videos created since the top of this month. We have 2 rock virals for the olds this week. At number 1 on the Shazam viral chart, it's Godsmack's Keep Away, the latest metal viral drop at the end of Hulu's show Alien Earth. For the even more olds, old friend Joe Walsh's 70s classic Rocky Mountain Way reached number 2 on Talk Chart's US chart this week. It's racked up 310,000 videos since September 1st, and it's riding a trend that seems completely unrelated to the song. The trend is called Unfortunately I Do Love, and people confess their guilty pleasures. What Rocky Mountain Way has to do with guilty pleasures is beyond me. There's no guilt in Joe Walsh, the cool, funny eagle. All right, let's check in with our viral correspondent, Lydia Valentino. What do you got this week, Lydia?
It's been a while since we've had a properly weird actor side project. At this point, Joe with the D's probably got fans who don't know he's on Stranger Things. But now, meet KJ Appa of Riverdale fame. I'm sorry, Mr. Fantasy, all caps, who launched his debut single, Mr. Fantasy, not capitalized, to number 1 on Spotify virals. The song is a wildly overproduced slice of synth pop, but it's got some good chords to it. Keep it up. 12 to 12 by Somber rises to a new peak of number 6 on Spotify virals, and a debut at number 28 on my streaming-focused V30 chart. While his VMA's debut certainly showed room for growth, he's got some damn good songs to fall back on, and hey, maybe the awkwardness was endearing. I said this when I first heard Back to Friends, there is certainly an appetite for the 1975 without baggage. And finally, No One Mourns the Wicked from the Wicked movie soundtrack reaches a new peak of number 11 on Spotify virals after debuting this past Wednesday. Interpret that one how you will.
Thanks, Lydia. As always, you can check out Lydia's V30 chart on YouTube. There is a link in the show notes. Oh, and speaking of complex negotiations, we've got one more for the road. Congrats to close friend and Unlimited Supply listener, Tom Briggs, who's joined Premier Music Group with a mouthful of a position that's head of celebrity talent and executive VP of AdSync and IP negotiation. Congrats and good luck to one of the truly good guys in the industry. And it's great to see old friends Tom Briggs and Josh Deutsch working together. And that's another Viral Wednesday. If you want to hang on to your catalog rather than selling it, Unlimited Supply supporter RoyFi can help. It has the best rates on advance funds in the industry, the fairest terms, and no hidden agendas. RoyFi is mission-driven to give artists the independence they need. Before you think of selling, contact RoyFi. That's RoyFi.com. And we're also supported by Hangout.fm. Hangout by Turntable Labs, Inc. is the new social listening platform where users connect, discover new music, and play over 100 million songs with their friends and family. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement, but don't just tell me. Seriously, it's much more helpful if you drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and please tell a friend or 3. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.